Hey guys, we're back.
We're back. Modeling human behavior, part 5 of 11. Michael's going to set the clock for 8 minutes. Fun fact, we were talking for like 20 minutes, not knowing that we weren't recording, but lucky for you guys, we're going to take this from the top. So modeling human behavior, what is this?
This is the way that once the companies gather your data, the social media companies gather your data, they have algorithms which will predict your future behavior. And that is the key of what
Minority
they sell
report.
to advertisers.
Minority report. Michael, you're going to kill people. We're
Yeah.
going to know.
And
Which brings me to an interesting point that I was mentioning before, was that when you do things like real estate, like equal housing opportunity, equal lending opportunity, equal job opportunity, right? Everything in those places have to be like you can't. They have to be race blind, basically. Like you can't discriminate, right? Like you can't say that I won't allow this person to rent a house based on race, ethnicity, age, orientation, whatever the case is. But these social media companies modeling human behavior, they'll basically say model like, oh, you're a white guy and you're more likely to be interested in X, or I'm a Chinese guy, I'm more likely to speak Chinese,
wow, that's
right?
do you think there's a viable route into a lawsuit with that?
I mean, there was a time where I think and I might be wrong, where they were like, oh, Facebook might be indirectly allowing housing discrimination because
No, not even that. Like, okay, so the idea of like the Civil Rights Act says no segregation in businesses, meaning
right,
you
right, right.
can't discriminate.
Yeah, it's not like you can go in and go no whites, right?
But
Or no any particular ethnicity.
aren't the advertisers inherently discriminating because they know who you are?
So if anyone's watching this, and please give us credit if this makes it into law that we brought this up, right? Hire us. We'll be your anti-discrimination team. Uh Minimum salary 500K US dollars
And that's
each
the same
after
thing.
taxes.
Yeah,
And,
it's the same as
but it's very important that what they're doing, you're talking about modeling human behavior,
yeah, and they actually
right?
have a
And
hilarious example. So kind of how this works, they have like a control center where the algorithms
right,
are represented by these guys that are like around a bunch of computer terminals. They're moving stuff around with their hands, like future
right,
Matrix style, and they're selling to advertisers.
right,
And they want this kid in high school. They got to sell him an ad. Like these ads are just coming in and just selling them. So
right.
the kid's in high school. He's in the cafeteria, and he gets
Hmm.
a social media alert on his phone. And
Right,
based off his GPS, the social media company could tell that he's in the same room as a girl from high school that he likes,
right,
and because of that, they send him up an alert. He opens it,
right,
looks at the her latest post, looks
right,
at her, and then looks back at his phone, and on the phone there's a advertisement for hair hairstyling product, and he
right.
buys it.
Pretty much. And that's sort of like the nitty gritty, right? They're able to basically see how much value they can get from you, uh, by predicting what you'll do or what you might be interested in, right? So they're really deep in that psychology, which many companies do, right? Like actuaries predicting life insurance payouts, risk profile, premiums, health insurance. Like behavior modeling human behavior is not exactly new, right? But I feel like they take it into the nitty gritty and in a different direction to boost revenue. Like instead of you paying a premium to have like a life insurance payout, you give your information for free, right? You sign the terms of service, you sign into Facebook, and based on your searches, your patterns and stuff, and knowing what you do, you watch and look for and search, they'll basically say he might be interested in this, and this is where we'll make our 3.4 cents, right? That will sell to the highest bidder, right? And they'll do this on scale, right? They'll do this like 50 million billion times at scale to sell for advertisers, and those pennies add up, basically.
Wow.
I'm so glad we're actually recording this part, so we have like a wow moment that's on screen for our wonderful YouTube audience that should obviously like and subscribe our channel to our channel. We're trying to be famous actors, side note.
So if they at this point they can predict what you do better than you.
I wouldn't say that, but I would definitely say better than your close friends, kind of. In like an interesting section, like my friends aren't going to know what I search on my thing because I keep that private,
They
right?
know they know how to get you. I guess this is going a little bit back into addiction talk, but they know how to get you hooked. Like
They do.
with YouTube. So I watched like a video about playing guitar, right? Learning something
Right.
in guitar.
Right.
Then like the next video will be like, oh, top 10 mistakes to avoid when you're playing guitar. And it just keeps going and going. And next thing I know, it's like 45 minutes that I haven't accomplished anything because instead of applying any of the knowledge that I'm picking up, I'm just clicking on the next video.
Right. So that's actually interesting because I guess they were modeling like people that were like into flat earth society or flat earth conspiracy, right? They'll click on a flat earth video, then it takes them, they're like, okay, we'll just show them another one. And then I guess they're predicting human behavior because they're creating it, right? Like they're creating that human behavior. They're like, check out this video, another, and then they're next thing you know, they're down a rabbit hole 20 hours later into flat earth videos on
Man,
YouTube that they were able to predict and predict because they caused it, right? it's like here's this video we're going to put in front of you, and we're going to predict that you're going to click on that video. I guess I guess we were right?
just is it controversial if we talk about flat earth? All right, let me just say this. Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Thank you.
So anyway, back to modeling human behavior. Yeah, it's really interesting because they're doing it at a scale that's like trillions of data points, like an incomprehensible amount of data points that they're able to do versus some guy with a book at a bank, right? To see whether or not someone will default on this loan. Like
The acceleration of the technology. So there's so many things that have been happening before: advertising, marketing, but this the technology, once again, basically the World Wide Web has accelerated it. I mean, to just an absurd degree. I mean, even in the past like 10, 12 years. When did the iPhone come out? 2007 or 2008?
probably like 11 years ago,
Yeah,
right? 11, 12 years
11.
ago.
Can you imagine 11 years ago there wasn't an iPhone?
We lived it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we lived the life before dial-up. We lived dial-up life. Okay.
Dude, I don't even remember it.
Like I feel like I'm so used to having Wi-Fi that I don't even plug in the Ethernet cable anymore.
Dude.
I know it's more stable, but I don't even wire in. Everything's on 5G Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's the alarm.
Join us next time as we talk about addiction, our favorite topic. That's pretty much it.
That's Exhibit A. All right, guys. See you next time.
All right, see you next time.